anticipation here and elsewhere that there may be a special guest. I am told by Democrats that Kamala Harris.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we
7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Washington Nationals, it's C.J. Abrams. 18 home runs, 60 RBI, 25 stolen bases, batting .246. Batting second, playing left, James Wood. 5 home runs, 30 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .288. Yepes is the designated hitter today and batting third. 4 home runs, 20 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .284. Luis Garcia is at second and batting cleanup. 15 home runs, 63 RBI, 20 stolen bases, batting .296. Ruiz is behind home plate and batting fifth. 12 home runs, 46 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .229. Tena is at third and batting sixth. 4 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .314. Chaparro is at first and batting seventh. A .273 average, 3 RBI. Joey Gallo is in right field, batting .172. 5 home runs, 12 RBI, 1 stolen base. And Young is in center field and batting ninth. A .251 clip with 30 stolen bases. He has 28 RBI, 2 home runs. On the mound for the Washington Nationals, it's Jake Irvin. 9-10 with a 3.81 ERA, a 1.15 whip, 151 innings pitched, 127 strikeouts, versus 138 hits allowed, 35 walks, 24 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Charlie Morton. Uncle Charlie is 7-7 with a 4.29 ERA, a 1.28 whip, 126 innings, 127 strikeouts. He's given up 115 hits, 46 walks, and 19 home runs served. Backing up Uncle Charlie in the bottom of the first inning, it's Michael Harris II. He'll be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, leading off with 7 home runs, 28 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .247. Whit Merrifield is batting second, playing second. 4 home runs, 13 RBI, 16 stolen bases, batting .217. Batting third, Marcell Ozuna. The designated hitter has 37 home runs, 94 RBI, a .308 batting average, followed up by Big Matt Olson. He's playing first, batting cleanup with 21 home runs, 64 RBI, a .225 average. Back behind home plate for the first time in a long time is Travis d'Arnaud. D'Arnaud, getting hit on the wrist last Saturday night, has not had an at-bat since then. He has 13 home runs, 42 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .253. Ramon Laureano is batting sixth and in right field. 7 home runs, 16 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .239. Kid Kelnick is batting seventh and playing left. 13 home runs, 39 RBI, a .239 clip. And Gio Urshela is at third, batting eighth. 5 home runs, a .245 average. He has 39 RBI. Batting ninth and manning shortstop, it's the Magic Kingdom, Orlando Arcia. 12 home runs, 37 RBI, a .225 average. Calling balls and strikes tonight behind home plate, it's John Bacon. Your first base umpire is Ramon De Jesus. Second base will be manned by Quinn Wolcott. And down the third base line, it's Adrian Johnson. Game time temperatures here in Atlanta, Georgia. Truist Park, 84 degrees at first pitch. The wind blowing left to right about 6 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in 69-59, 10 over 500. The Washington Nationals are 58-71. The Braves are 35-27 at home. Nats 28-38 on the road. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 180 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Nats. Game 2 of a 3-game set.
Atlanta looks to win the series tonight, setting up a possible sweep for Sunday morning. Remember, tomorrow's game is 12:05, an early first pitch via the Roku. We'll have the Sunday morning chat right here, Braves Country Network, over on Cover Country Radio YouTube channel. Our pick to click tonight, no one in the lineup has a particularly good history versus Jake Irvin. But we're going to take a swing with someone who has yet to see the young right-hander give it a whirl. We'll take Whit Merrifield batting second. Jorge Soler not in the lineup tonight. More on that as the game begins. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to find a way to win this one with another MASH unit, 5-3 your score. Uncle Charlie is on the mound tonight, so we got the Uncle Charlie emoji kicking in the chat. Braves come in tonight, 2.5 games in front of the Mets for the final wild card spot. Just 5 games out of the NL East League. Philadelphia is in action versus Kansas City. We'll keep you updated. Mets are at the Padres a little later tonight. We'll have an eye on that as well. The Florida State-Georgia Tech football game over in Ireland was canceled today, so there will be no mention of it tonight. Time to warm up those chop arms, Country Club, Braves Country. Get your game face on. Time to swat the gnats. Another important step towards October.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Before we get into roll call, I wanted to play this for you real quick. Brian Snitker was interviewed after the game last night. Here is the interview from Brian Snitker.
It's amazing what he's doing. Efficiency, the situations. I mean, he did the same thing on the road, which is almost impossible to do. And I gotta say, he's probably the greatest team player I've ever been around. And this run he's on is amazing. What he's doing, how efficient. You know, the stuff is just so good. The slider, I think, has been a really big pitch for him. He's a 3-pitch closer. And yeah, it's been just phenomenal what he's done.
What about just the way you've set this thing up by getting these guys extra rest earlier in the season, that you can use him multiple times in a month like that?
Yeah, no, and we talked to him about that early in the year when they wanted to do this. It's like there's going to come, and it happens every year. There comes a point in the season when we might have to go 3 in a row and do stuff out of the box that we've done, and that's why we for the first 4.5 months or so that we're very cognizant of that, because we know coming down the end, it's gets hairy, and you may have to do that. And I think they're just like the starters. You got to go in 5 now. It's kind of go time, and actually I think they've all thrown better, quite honestly.
Can you expand on what makes Iggy such a good teammate?
He doesn't care. Iggy's like a lot of these closers are divas, and he's the exact opposite of that. I said he doesn't matter if he gets to save how many runs, and I've said this, if he gets that last out of the game and he comes off the field, he's the happiest guy going because we won the game. It's not about him, his numbers. You know what? And when you're like that, the numbers take care of themselves. But he's just been always ready to pitch. He's ready to go above and beyond all the time. He comes in here every day with a smile, consistent in his work, how he prepares. Just a great teammate.
I just know that you can send Sale out there basically every time knowing he's going to go 7 now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to grind through that when he gets in trouble, whether it's, early, whatever. I mean, he's got that extra gear that he can call on anytime he wants.
Michael has that speed for a shortstop. How much does that maybe affect the throw?
No, if you're right, if it's a hard 90, you can rush guys into what you saw happen tonight. And I saw the replay, and Michael was busting it down there. And they talk about that in the pregame meeting. So I think that's huge for teams, and they know that. And let's say I can't remember the last time we benefited from an error.
You said you like the way he's swinging, and that's a couple homers against lefty.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of, it helps our lineup if he can lead off, quite honestly.
What have you seen from Orlando this homestand? I mean, homered earlier and then goes the other way to tie the game in the second.
Yeah, it's good. He's been, for a long time now. After the second half, he's been, a lot better than he was. I mean, it wasn't very good early on, and he's kind of righted himself, and he's got a short memory. He kind of just stays in the daily grind.
So that was Brian Snicker. Now we'll get into the game itself.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call. Yeah. Roll call.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Takes a little longer to set up nowadays, but that's all right. I think everybody enjoys we'll say 99% of people enjoy the new AI screen. So once it gets going, we will be ready to roll with that. I'm going to rattle through here real quick. Trying to keep an eye on 3 different screens. Good evening, pushing buttons. Nathaniel Brooks, the Bee. Gary the Real McCoy. So I'm assuming the goat's been it yet. There's the goat. AY. Good to see you, Billy. Also in Braves country, we've got John, Old World, Willis, Robert. I think I already said John. Marguerite. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. If I missed anybody, just throw it in the chat. Like I said, I'm trying to keep eye on 3 things at once because it's a different start the way it used to be. Atlanta Braves are wearing the City Connect jerseys tonight. White top to bottom with the blue sleeves. That's with the blue tops and the gray pants. We're just about set. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves country. Charlie Morton gets set. The first pitch on the way. Kicks and fires, swung on, and fouled down the line. It's 0-1. The 0-1 C.J. Abrams from the left side of the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. He had the night off last night, came in late, and he's the one that threw that incredibly bad timing of the error. Charlie Morton spins and deals. Right there for a strike. Good curveball. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves nothing. Nationals nothing. The 0-2 on the way, fouled off. Charlie will walk off the mound for a second to grab it. Tosses it towards home plate. Towards first base dugout. I think we're paired up. We'll get that rolling now. The 0-2 from Charlie. Lets her go. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 96 up top. 1 away. Good high fastball. Kind of a high riser there. There was the four seam from Charlie. He doesn't normally throw it with that kind of lift. Probably wasn't intentional, but we'll take it. First pitch on the way to Wood is right there for a strike. Curveball coming in. It's 0-1. His curveball, I'm noticing tonight, it's a little more flat, more 2-8 as opposed to 1-7 or 12-6 that he throws. The 0-1. 85 on the outer edge. Changeup. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch on the way. Swing. Swats it foul. The left-hander Wood. Another young star for the Washington Nationals. He's the number 1 prospect in baseball. He came up just a few months ago. He's had a pretty good season so far. The 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Top of the first inning, just getting going. The 2-2. Misses with the changeup outside wide, full count. Charlie Morton comes set. The payoff pitch. Caught looking strike 3. Got him with the bender. 2 away. So like I said, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but that pitch is definitely moving a little different than it normally is. Normally, he really has a true 1-7. And that one's coming in at about a 2-6. So we'll see if that keeps up. Almost like a slurve if you're listening on radio. If you are listening on radio, come on over and find us at Braves Country Radio on YouTube. Join in the chat. Charlie Morton kicks and fires. The first pitch on the way. 95 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Yepes batting .284. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 brings it. Snapping curveball. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Morton comes set. Kicks and fires. Swung on, sliced over to first. Good stab by Matt Olson. He'll step on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll grab the bats here in Braves country on a Saturday night.
Hate your job? Do it the rest of your life. Be a man.
I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
When people talk about DiMaggio, they're usually talking about Joe.
but I'm here to tell you that his brother Dom was one hell of a player too. His career only lasted 11 seasons in part because he missed 3 years due to military service, but in 7 of those seasons, he managed to make the All-Star team. During his 10 full seasons, he ranked first in hits, second in runs scored, and third in doubles when compared to all major leaguers during that time period. He led American League center fielders in assists 3 times and putouts and double plays twice. He tied a league record by recording 400 putouts 4 times, and his 503 putouts and 526 total chances in 1948 stood as an American League record for nearly 30 years. He was an effective leadoff hitter, never striking out more than 68 times in a season. He led the American League twice in runs scored, once in triples, and once in stolen bases. He is one of only 3 players to average more than 100 runs throughout his career. He batted 300 or better 4 times, and just missed hitting 300 over his career. He batted safely in 34 straight games in 1949, a Red Sox record.
LA manager Walter Alston had a daunting challenge when it came to the 59 Dodgers. He wanted to recapture their place at the top of the National League, but the team was at a crossroads, and it was his job to show them the way.
He was charged with sort of rebuilding the Dodgers when some of their great players were winding down and the new wave of youngsters was coming up.
In many ways, Alston was ideally suited for the job in 59.
Walter Alston was quiet. He was patient. He knew baseball probably as well as anybody. But the thing about him, I believe, was that he could bring the ball club together.
He didn't say a whole lot. He didn't give many speeches. But when he did say something, you would listen.
Thought he was a fair man, very strong man, didn't want to mess with him.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jake Irvin comes to the mound, fires the first pitch to Michael Harris II. It's a swing and a miss off the edge. It's 0-1. Irvin, young right-hander, 23-year-old, the 0-1. Right there on the inner cut, sinker. Down and in, 0-2. 0-2 count. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Bottom of the first inning. The 0-2 delivers. Swing. That ball's rifled up through center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Michael Harris II's got a leadoff single. And we're cooking here in the bottom of the first. Good piece of hitting. Just swung right through it. Sent it right back up where it came. So 1 on, nobody out. Merrifield is your batter. The first pitch. Inside, misses. Called a strike. It's 0-1. Your home plate umpire tonight is John Bacon. We haven't seen him much. I was looking through my notes one other time. I didn't have anything that stood out to me. I normally make notes on these guys about, basically is the 0-1. Swung on, swatted back, 0-2. I rarely go with what their rankings are because they're very subjective. I go with how we reacted to them. Mainly if they don't stick out, if you don't pay attention, you don't know they're there that night, they did a hell of a job. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. But like I said, this is just the second time, so I usually reserve judgment till about the third time we see an umpire. The 1-2, Harris at first, nobody out. Turns around, flips it over to first. Harris kind of leaning over there. Irvin knows he might be looking for his off speed with 2 strikes and might take off. The 1-2 brings it. Down and away curveball, 2-2. That would have been a good pitch that would have been a great pitch to go on. That curveball was outside the box in the dirt. Jorge Soler not in the lineup tonight, as you might have already realized, already heard. More on that in a second. The 2-2. Brings it. Outside wide, sinker misses. Ball 3, 3-2. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Bottom of the first. Braves looking to get an early lead out here. The payoff pitch. Way outside wide, ball 4. Harris took off, but it won't be a stolen base. But we'll have runners on first and second. Nobody out. The Big Zoo coming to the plate. Nathaniel says, how about a bunt? I don't think they're going to bunt with the Big Zoo. First pitch on the way. Outside wide and misses again. It's 1-0. He's kind of been missing with that pitch, so until he does, if you're Ozuna, you're sitting dead red. If you get the heater on the inner cut, you swing. If not, you just stay. The 1-0. 95 just misses. Just hit the outside corner. Looked like it missed it first, but I think it might have grabbed it. He definitely missed his target. Ruiz was set up on the inside. That one hit on the out. The 1-1 to Ozuna. Outside wide. That one did not get it. 2-1. His release point or something is off because he is throwing everything to the far side of the plate to the right-handers. Olsen on deck. The 2-1. Swing. That ball's hit hard on the ground, but right at the third baseman. It's going to be a 5-4-3 rally killing double play. Tena to Garcia to Chaparro. Say that 3 times fast. 2 down. Harris did move up to third, so a wild pitch and error. The number of ways to get a runner home here in the first inning. But you hate to see that. That's what they were looking for, to get him to hit one on the ground. First pitch on the way to Olsen. Fastball misses high. It's 1-0. The 1-0. They had the celebrity softball game tonight. I noticed Jared Jurgens was in it. The 1-0 swung on, fouled straight back, 1-1. I had not heard that name in so long. I had to look, and I was like, how long has it been? He hadn't been with the Braves since 2012. But it's funny. I go to his Wikipedia page to see if I can find anything interesting on him. He's got a damn Orioles jersey on him. 1-1. Swing. Listed fouling out of play, 1-2. So if anyone's got access to Wikipedia and all that stuff to edit it, go put a Braves jersey on Jared Jurgens. He was there 5 seasons. He was with the Orioles for about 20 games. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Down and away. Good take. Try to get him to chase that curveball. 2-2. Braves 90 feet away with the go-ahead run. The 2-2 to Olsen. The Braves batters that have faced Irvin only seen him a handful of times. The 2-2. High and inside. Ball 3, 3-2. Travis d'Arnaud looming on deck. He may be pitching around Olsen, but he's had a harder time pitching to the right-handers. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. So that'll bring Travis d'Arnaud to the play. I'm sure he'll get a good round of applause. Haven't seen him in a week. I know someone in our chat that'll be excited to see him. Travis d'Arnaud. Always looking to see now. I don't. No, there it is. The alfalfa sprout is coming out of his helmet. I'm always looking to see that now. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. When he becomes the Atlanta Braves manager, we got to get him holes in the top of his ball cap so the alfalfa sprout can pop out. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Inside, 1-1. d'Arnaud batting .253 on the year. Of course, he's got to have a lot of rust. I'm sure he's been taking batting practice, but not having it bat in a full week. Irvin, by the way, is about to throw his 22nd pitch of the night, the 1-1, 93. Missed his spot, but got the call. That was definitely charity from home plate umpire John Bacon. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Fastball right down the pipe, and that'll end the inning. Your Atlanta Braves did put a couple on and run that pitch count up a little bit. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Is Google a man or a woman?
A woman. Because it never lets you finish a sentence without making a suggestion.
Have you ever looked at Brooks Robinson's helmet and thought, what is wrong with it? In the early 1970s, the commissioner's office made it mandatory to wear a batting helmet if you were entering the league. Robinson was originally for the helmet, since he had been beamed in the head several times over his career. When he got the new helmet and put it on, he noticed that the bill was a little longer than a normal helmet. Because of this, he could see the brim and part of the flap when he went up to hit, which caused him to lose concentration at the plate. So he did what any rational player would do. He took a hacksaw and cut it off about 1.5 inches off the brim and about a half inch off the flap. The result is something that looks like it came straight out of the movie Easy Ride.
Under Austin's guidance, young flamethrowers Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale started pitching with more poise, while aging icons Duke Snider and Gil Hodges reached back for some vintage performances. Austin even got former All-Star Carl Furillo to accept a bench role and inserted Wally Moon, which would pay enormous dividends.
Wally Moon, he took advantage of that screen in left field like nobody else. Anytime he hit that screen, off the wall or over the wall, they called it a moonshot.
The Dodgers played far better than they had the season before, but they still could not seem to find the spark they needed to reach the top of the standings. Ultimately, a shortstop named Maury Wills and a pitcher named Larry Sherry would push them into contention. Both players had been languishing in the minors and had forged a special bond.
I was going so bad. And I just made a mistake, made an error in the opposition running all over the bases. And I actually left the field, went in the clubhouse, was ripping my uniform off. I was quitting. And Larry Sherry happened to see me and came in and grabbed me, pinned me up against the wall. He said, "You can't do that. I won't let you do it." Larry Sherry saved my career.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves, Washington Nationals, 0-0, second inning. First pitch on the way to Garcia is swatted back foul, four-seam fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. I'll remind you a few times tonight. It's an early start. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. Charlie's got that slurve working tonight, 0-2. 12:05 first pitch. The chat will once again be on Cover Country Radio. All the chats will be on there going forward, including the football games that we're going to put over there. Trying to find something similar to this AI experience in football. The 0-2, chopped over to first. Steps on the bag. Olsen, one away. Not sure if they've perfected that yet, but if nothing else, we'll have the scoreboard. So if you're playing fantasy, if there's a big game that everyone's involved in, we'll be putting up the lines and everything for everybody. They can follow along, chat along, and curse along. Keibert Ruiz stands in, righty-lefty matchup. First one on the way, 94 out wide. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Nats nothing, top of the second. Charlie about to throw his 18th pitch, the 1-0. Slap and curve, 1-1. Man, if he gets that thing going, that is the best curveball I have seen so far out of him this year. That's not even an overstatement. I mean, it is snapping tonight. The 1-1, down below the knees, 2-1. And it doesn't have the same shape that the other one normally does, where it bends high 1-7. It usually hits someone in the back foot. This one's coming from the side. I'm saying 2 to 8. It's more like 230 to 830. It's really out there. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball misses. 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Righty, lefty. Brings it right there at the knees. 95 at the knees. Good pitch. 3-2. If he can spot that there and back that up with that curveball, we might be all right tonight. The 3-2 pitch, outside wide, ball 4. So he does walk a batter. You don't like to see that. 1 on, 1 out. It is the catcher, so you're talking about a double play candidate. Pushing buttons asking about did Wally Moon did win a Gold Glove. I don't know how you remembered that, but first pitch on the way, curveball inside. It's 1-0. I think he won it like it was in the early '60s. I know that. I know he's on 3 World Series champion teams, and he was an All-Star 2 or 3 times. Won the Rookie of the Year, but yeah, he did get it. It was at least 1. It might have even been 2 Gold Gloves. The 2-0 count. Tanya batting .314 on the year. Hasn't had a ton of at-bats. Washington's third baseman digs in. The pitch. Curveball right there on the inner cut. It's 2-1. The 2-1. Brings it. Runner goes. Wham! That ball's blasted. Deep into right field. It ain't going to hold. It's 2-0 Washington. Fastball on the inner cut, and he slams it. Charlie Morton had really been pitching well. That fastball just got way too much of the plate. Washington 2. Braves nothing. Oh, I stand corrected. That was the changeup. That was a hanging changeup. I thought it might have been his two-seam because it started to bend back, but that was the changeup, and man, he just hung it. They were shooting for the outside corner. First pitch on the way to Chaparro, swung on. He's going to drop it into center field, and that's a 1-out single. 2-0 your score, top of the second. One on, 1 out. First pitch on the way to Gallo is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Morton now out of nowhere, flirting with the high pitch count, giving up 2 runs. Flips it over to first to keep the runner close by. Charlie Morton's at 28 pitches with just 1 out here in the second. Desperately need a double play. Joey Gallo, he's still got pop in his bat. Doesn't hit for a high average, but he can slam it. First pitch on the way. The 1-0 pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 1-1. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Baltimore, 3-2 over Houston. That's a final. Milwaukee beat the A's 9-5. Diamondbacks keep winning. They beat the Red Sox in Boston again 4-1. The 1-1 swing chops it foul. 1-2. San Francisco 4-3 winners over Seattle. So not a good day so far for the standings. Cincinnati 6-2 over Pittsburgh. Texas and Cleveland 1-1 in the second. St. Louis and Minnesota just getting underway. They're scoreless in the third. Philadelphia leads Kansas City 1-0 in the third. Singer versus Suarez tonight. The Mets will be in San Diego tonight at about 8:40. The 1-2 from Morton. Swing, fouls it back. Detroit leads the White Sox in probably the biggest who cares game today, 2-0. Tampa Bay is at L.A., the Dodgers. Kershaw versus Taj Bradley tonight. And earlier today, Rockies all over the Yankees 9-2 in New York. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball. 2 away. Toronto beat the Angels 3-1, and earlier today, the Chicago Cubs and Imanaga 14-2 over Miami. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard. First pitch on the way to the number 9 hitter. Young is swung on and swatted into right field. It's off the glove of a sliding Laureano. Laureano quickly comes to his feet, fires it in the infield. They almost double off the runner at first. Young had made a wide turn, and Laureano, who had come to a slide, and the ball just hit his heel of his glove as he was sliding, comes off his glove. He quickly rebounds and gets the ball in there quickly. We almost got a cheap out of that. So runners on first and third, 2 outs. It's a good effort by Laureano, just misjudged it on the slide. First pitch on the way to C.J. Abrams, a very dangerous hitter. He is really raked against Atlanta pitching. It's 0-1. Has a strikeout tonight. He's 0 for 1. The 0-1. Up high, misses 1-1. So 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Washington 2. Turns around and fires it over to first. Runners on the corners. Righty lefty, the 1-1 pitch, turns around, fires it again. Young's been inching off of there. They're going to say they got him, but now they want to see if they want to challenge it. It's kind of a delayed call, and they do want to challenge it. From the naked eye, it didn't look like they got him, but let's take a look here. I think they may have gotten him. It's close. It's really close. So he's going out the back end, and Olsen does a great job of tagging his arm, and I believe his hand does not hit the bag. Now let me take another look. Yeah, I think they got him. I'm a little surprised that they're challenging, because it's going to be very close. Remember, the call on the field right now is a pickoff. And Snicker's raising $300 worth of hell. I'm trying to figure out what he's mad about. Snicker is going back down in the dugout. He's yelling over into the Washington dugout. So it's something. Here's a clarification. The umpire, because you have to do it within 15 seconds, and Snicker thinks that he was past the 15 seconds. I thought it was a little late too. Nonetheless, they lose their challenge, and that's it. But Snicker, man, I haven't seen him that, like, he's gotten kicked out a couple of times. He hasn't been that mad in a long time. I like it. We'll be back in a flash.
When somebody asks me if I'm having a good day, I just got to ask myself 3 questions, brother. 1, am I alive? I usually am. 2, am I in the land of the free? I usually am, baby. And 3, do I feel the smiling spirit of George Washington gazing down upon me from the great pearly land of the free in the sky? Brother, there ain't a moment that goes by that I don't feel that. And when I add up that math, makes me realize there are no bad days in the land of the free, baby.
I have a bunch of jokes about unemployed people, but unfortunately, none of them seem to work.
If you're on your phone and your wife asks you if you're texting one of your floozies, say yes. Then send her a text that says, "What's up?" After she backtalks, say, "See, this is why you're not my main girl."
The two friends were called up in mid-season and began contributing right away. Sherry as the team's top reliever and Wills as its new spark plug.
He started getting hits. He hit the balls up the middle, ground balls to the left side. Every now and then a line drive. I said, how wonderful. I mean, this guy had struggled all this time, and now he's got that hitting down right.
Covered a lot of ground at shortstop. I mean, go to his left, go deep in the hole a lot. He can run like a deer.
The new Dodger shortstop, Wills, for a lifesaver for the Dodgers.
With his speed, he created a different atmosphere when he got on base. He changed the whole club.
Wills beat opposing teams with his legs, and Sherry beat them with his iron will.
Anytime you talk to Larry, don't worry about it. I can take care of it. Larry had determination. Larry had a belly full of guts. Larry was out there to beat you.
And he had a slider, hit that outside corner, and you swung the ball, wasn't there anymore.
He would come in and just shut the other team down in crucial moments.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves 2024 season. See you on the ballpark.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Trying to get Wally off the picture. There he is. First pitch on the way. Misses for a ball, 1-0. Backed up by a strike. It's 1-1. Braves trail 2-0. The 1-1 pitch swung on. That ball is making a dying quail into left center field. That's a good old-fashioned base hit to lead us off. Good piece of hitting there. Just kind of fisted it into left center field, and the Braves got one on, nobody out. Kid Kelnick stands in the first pitch. Swing and a miss, 92 off the edge. It's 0-1. Kelnick getting the day off last night with Jorge Soler coming back. The 0-1. Swing! That ball's rifled into right field, right at Gallo. He'll make the catch, one away. That was a hard hit ball, but it was right into the corner. One down, one on. Babyface Gio comes to the plate. Gio, righty-righty matchup, takes the first pitch. For a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 95 off the edge. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves trail 2-0. Irvin turns around and flips it over to first to keep Laureano close by. Bottom of the second, still early going. You'd love to get one of those runs back here. The 1-1 pops it up. High in the sky. Making the easy catch is Abrams, 2 down. 2 outs, then that'll bring the number 9 hitter. Lando Arcia to the plate. Arcia digs in. First pitch on the way. Swung on and fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Arcia batting .225 on the year. The 0-1. Swung on. Dribbled over into the middle of the infield. Irvin jumps on it, flips it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves get one on but can do nothing with it. We'll be back in a flash. Heading to the third, 2-0 your score. Le'Veon Bell, he put out a single for people to listen to on Twitter of a rap album that he's really proud of. He asked for people to critique it. Keenan Allen, the receiver of the Chargers, came back with the trash emoji. And what's even better, I can't do it justice because we're on radio, you've got to see the video. The video that he put up. Oh, my God. It's like the most funny and exciting thing I have ever seen because it's like really bad late 80s, early 90s rap video. But anyways, it's staged almost like black and white. He's like under a bridge somewhere where there's like a bonfire going.
Hard times.
So like, yeah.
Hard times.
You know, hard times for a guy making millions.
He can relate.
But the funniest part is when he's got the hoodie on, he's doing poses and stuff like that and kind of jiving around. And then out of nowhere, sorry, I can't get it out. He comes up from under the screen. So in other words, like
from the Muppets or something?
Almost like the Muppets.
When you see just the figure just come straight up.
Yes, the gig comes straight up while he's also in the background. It's like the worst thing put together ever. I don't know how to edit a video. We could do better than this, I'm telling you.
Who's the director, Pouncy?
Armchair.
In past years, the White Sox may have been worried about being caught by the powerful Yankees. But this season, they were simply too fast to catch, as Chicago finished ahead of New York and second place Cleveland.
It's a great thing for us to beat the Yankees. It's nice that we beat Cleveland, was to come in second, but to beat the Yankees was number one.
And finally, the Sox ended 40 years of futility when they captured the American League pennant.
There's the ground ball. Aparicio has a step on second, throws the first. The ball game's over. The White Sox are the champions of 1959. A 40-year wait has now ended.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Charlie Morton. Fires it in there as the Braves trail 2-0. Misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Morton kicks and fires. Swung on, chops, foul. 1-1. So a 1-1 count, 2-0 your score. Abrams, the number one hitter for the Nationals, stands in the pitch. 94 up top. Misses high. Charlie Morton kicks and delivers. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Charlie Morton brings the 2-2. Did he go around? It bends in towards the dirt. They check down the third base line. Third base umpire, Adrian Johnson, says he did not. That was close. Full count. Full count delivery. Swing. Dribbles it over towards first, but it is through the hole. A diving attempt by Olsen. Nonetheless, one on, nobody out. Here in the top of the third. Ball was a hard hitter. About a three-hopper in between first and second. The way they had him played, they were guarding the line at first. Also really never had a chance. First pitch on the way to Wood is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. James Wood 0 for 1 on the year. Batting .287 with 5 home runs, 30 RBI. Charlie turns around and flips it over to first. Pretty good start to his MLB career. The 1-0. Brings it. Outside wide, 2-0. He's really more for the bat, not the glove. That's why they're trying to hide him in left field. I'd say before it's all said and done, he's going to end up being at first. But right now, they're trying to get the most out of his bat and left. The 2-0. Right there for a strike, 2-1. Kind of like Ryan Klesko, if you think about how he was defensively. They don't have the same game, but very similar in the way that the Braves would always try to hide his glove, and then eventually had to move him to first. The 2-1 pitch, runner goes, throw down to second. Looks like he got him, but they call him safe. Abrams in there with another stolen base. Have to see that again. That was extremely close. He might have just got in there. Charlie Morton comes set, looks back the runner, brings it. 95 out wide, 2-2. Same two teams back at it tomorrow, 12:05 first pitch. It's the Roku game. That's why it's such an early start. Payoff pitch. Misses outside wide. Ball 4. So Morton, who's off to a very good start in this game, is really starting to struggle now. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. Yepes, the batter. First pitch on the way to Yepes. Shows bunt, but pulls it back. It's 0-1. First and second, no out. The 0-1 from Charlie. Right there, curveball at the knees. 0-2. You got an 0-2 count. First and second, nobody out. The infield is back and to the left. Olsen all over there by his lonesome on the right side of the infield. If you're Yepes, that's definitely where you'd like to shoot it towards, but he is a pull hitter. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball. Is he saying he got a piece of it? I guess he just got maybe a stitch of that ball to stay alive. Darnode couldn't hang on, so it is back to 0-2. Charlie looks over his shoulder, brings it. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Try to go with that same pitch again, back to back. This time Yepes wasn't biting. Charlie Morton at 51 pitches with no outs here in the third. He's not long for this game if this keeps up. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strike out there. 1 away. 1 down in Garcia. National second baseman who had the night off last night. He'll step into the fray. Garcia from the left side takes the first pitch outside wide, 1-0. Ever since that really good first inning, he's been getting behind these batters. That's always a recipe for disaster. The 1-0 brings it. Swing, chops it over towards first, but just foul. It would have moved the runners up, but you would have had 2 outs because Olsen was standing right there. He could have just stepped on the bag. The 1-1, first and second, 1 out. Pitch on the way, swung on, chops it over towards first. Just foul again. 1-2. Standing on deck is Ruiz. Braves nothing, Nats 2. Top of the third. 55 pitches for Morton. The 1-2 turns and spins. Wouldn't say he really chased Abrams back to first, just kind of nudged him back there. Abrams didn't have that big of a lead. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased a curveball well off the plate, 2 away. So Charlie Morton is just 1 out away from getting out of this mess. Not one of his better curveballs he's had today, but it did the job. Ruiz, who walked his first time up, steps up. First pitch, swung on, chopped down the first baseline, foul. It's on 1. The 0-1. Righty, lefty. Ruiz has really been a pain. 2 Braves pitchers this year. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Just in general, he's been a really just solid catcher for the Nationals. Pretty solid defensively. Never puts up huge numbers offensively, but he's always a good at bat. And the fact that he's a switch hitting catcher always adds to his value. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Brian Snicker, before the game tonight, said his plan was to play Soler in the field last night and tomorrow coming off the hammy strain. Said he wasn't playing hurt, and the trainer told him Soler ran better in pregame Friday. As the 1-2 blasted deep into right field, going back on the track at the Coca-Cola sign, making the catch is Laureano. Man, oh man alive, he just missed that one. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Darling, I heard what you did for a Klondike bar. Call me.
It's not that I don't like people, it's that I don't want them near me.
Have you been drinking paint? No. Let me see your tongue.
Oh my God, dude! Oh, that's disgusting.
It's not bad.
You can't drink paint.
I know. I hear you.
You say that, but I don't think that you're gonna stop.
I get it though, man. That's right. I feel like you're saying you get it, but you don't get it.
To every girl that's ever said to me, playing dumb isn't cute, I'm not playing. This is a factory setting. There was some assembly required, but they threw that box out and all of those screws. And the warranty forgot about it. So you and I are just gonna have to get over it, because this is as good as it's gonna get.
In the final days of the 1959 season, the Braves, Giants, and Dodgers were locked in a 3-team race for the National League crown.
Maury Wills lays down a perfect squeeze bunt to score Hodges. The Dodgers go on to defeat San Francisco 8-4.
The Giants were done, but the Dodger euphoria was short-lived as the Braves beat the Phillies on the last day of the season to force a playoff. A playoff few thought the Dodgers would survive.
Milwaukee was so good that year and they'd won a couple of years before in the National League, and everybody thought, well, this is the team to beat.
We were actually happy to end up in the tie because we matched up well with the Dodgers.
We were very confident, and we fully expected to win the playoffs.
But as they readied for the best 3 series, the Dodgers were undaunted.
The Braves had a better team than we had, man for man, if you wanted to match them on paper. But we always knew the game is won on the field, not the paper.
We went there to win.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Bottom of the third we go. Braves trail just 2-0. Jake Irvin fires the first pitch to Harris, and he dribbles it over to second. It's going to be an easy one pitch out to start the inning. One down. Whit Merrifield, the batter. First pitch to Merrifield is 93 right down the track. It's 0-1. The 0-1 comes set, kicks and fires. Just misses outside. 82-mile-an-hour bender. 1-1. Merrifield walked his first time up. Braves had runners on first and second. Nobody out, did nothing with it. The 1-1. This is 2-1. So back to the Jorge Soler thing before we went to break. I was telling you, Soler said he had already planned for him to play Friday, be off Saturday, and then play Sunday. The 2-1. Swung on, chopped foul, 2-2. That's the Cliff Notes. He said the trainer told him that Soler ran better in pregame Friday than he did going for that fly ball. Snicker says Soler slowed because he thought it was going to go foul, which is what I thought he did too. I think a lot of people overreacted on social media as the 2-2 misses, full count. Saw a lot of people overreact on social media thinking that he was still hurt, blah, blah, blah. They don't play, they're not a doctor, but they do play one on Twitter. The 3-2 pitch inside, ball 4. So we got a 1-out walk to get us going here in the bottom of the third. It didn't shock me. Was I disappointed? Yes, I was disappointed he wasn't in the lineup tonight. But it didn't shock me because that's kind of what they do. You rarely see them when a guy comes off an injury, rush him back in and just have him play every day. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is outside wide. Ozuna called for a wide strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. He's 0 for 1. Pitch. Slices it foul down and away. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. 2-0 your score. The pitch. Swing. Fouls it back. Thanks for chopping that sign down. The 0-2 Ozuna, runner at first, 1 out. The pitch on the way. Misses up top, 93 miles an hour. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Irvin. Swing. Fouls it back again. Really trying to jam him. Usually when a pitcher does that, they're setting him up for something to chase out of the zone. Philly still leads Kansas City 1-0. That game is in the 5th in Kansas City. The 1-2 misses high, ball 2, 2-2. Braves come into tonight 5 games out of the National League East. 2.5 in front of the Mets. Mets are in action versus the Padres tonight. I believe it was Peterson for the Mets versus King of the Padres. The 2-2 swung on, grounded over to short. It's going to be a 6. 4-3 double play. Second double play by Ozuna tonight. That'll end the inning. Braves trail by just 2. We head to the 4th. 2-0 in Atlanta.
At least I'm a fun hot mess. Like a train wreck full of pizza, fireworks, and glitter.
Y'all, back when I was a kid, I could jump out of a swing mid-air and land on my feet, no problem. Now when I sleep on the wrong pillow, I wake up feeling like I fell out of a 12-story window.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, play-by-play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
If your child is performing poorly during a recital, stop recording them in the middle of their performance so that they will see what a disappointment they are to you. To save face around the other parents, tell them you're just practicing for when your child gets on stage.
And as the first game began, the Braves took an early lead.
The Braves break the scoring ice.
And then Dodger manager Walter Alston acted quickly, making the boldest of moves. He brought in his ace reliever Larry Sherry in the second inning.
Well, he's the boss. He's going to pick whoever he wants, and he knows Larry wants to come in. And Larry wants to pitch.
Sherry made Alston's gamble pay off as he completely shut the Braves down.
He knew he could do it, and he wanted to do it, and he did it.
And then Johnny Roseboro homered, and the Dodgers ended up with an improbable 3-2 victory.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Morton. It's well outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Tanya, the number 6 hitter, hit a 2-run shot his first time up. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Right there, Bender for a strike at the knees, 1-1. One, 93 misses up top. High out of the zone. 2-1. The 2-1 from Charlie. Swing, slices it foul. 2-2. The 2-2 from Morton. Top of the fourth, trailing by 2. The pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. Charlie Morton's at 65 pitches as we begin the fourth inning. Started off very sharp, and the last couple innings have kind of scuffled, but worked out of a big jam in the third. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the 94P up top. 1 away. Good hard pitch up top. First one on the way to Chaparro is right there at the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Brings it. Swung on, lifted into right field. Giving chase is Laureano. He'll miss another one. That'll bounce into the seats. And it's a 1-out double for the Nationals. Laureano just couldn't quite get to it. Doesn't have quite the speed that we're used to seeing over there in right field or the instincts. He was hustling. That's one thing you can say about Laureano. He's never not hustling. He was just a little too far away. I think Acuna probably gets to that. I know Soler doesn't. Maybe Duvall. I think one of the things that as I went back and looked at some of the video of Laureano, he doesn't get great breaks. First pitch on the way. Outside 1-0. Meaning great breaks on the actual when the ball is hit. The 1-0. Brings it. Swing. Lifts it high and deep into center field. Drifting back just before the warning track. Michael the Hawk Harris has it. Fires it into the infield, but the runner will move up 90 feet There are 2 down. So good hustle to go from second to third, but you do have 2 outs. So a fly ball can't get him home. Jacob Young, the number 9 hitter, singled his first time up, and he's got good speed, so anything on the ground in the infield is going to be a tough beat. First pitch, 93 out wide, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Swung on, chopped foul towards the first base dugout of your Atlanta Braves. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves trail by 2, top of the 4th. Young 1 for 1 on the day. The infield is backing pretty straight away. Olson's cheating a little bit towards second. The 0-2, slice foul into the seats above the first base dugout, upper deck. We'll do it again. Vicky's asking about the parade. I believe that was yesterday, 5 or 6 o'clock. I believe they had at it. I saw the announcement, the 0-2. Did he go around? Bender goes wide. He did not. They checked down the line. 1-2. They did have the parade. I'm pretty sure it was Friday. They might have waited till Saturday. And they had everyone introduced last night as they came in before the game. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. 2-2 count. Then today was the home run derby of former players. It's not who you'd think would be in there, the 2-2. Swung on, chopped over to short. Arceus got it, fires it across the diamond. A little bit of a sinking throw, but Olson stayed with it, and that'll end the inning. So the Nats threaten, but we keep them off the board. 2-0. Let's get the bats. Let's get some runs.
Here's to alcohol, because no good story has ever started with a salad. Cheers.
Dad?
Yep.
The fans and followers want to know why you caved with my sister.
What are you talking about?
You bet her $100 to quit vaping for 2 weeks. Then you found out she cheated with Zippix sticks, and you paid her anyways.
Did you know the bet before we did it?
Yes.
And did any time during the bet when we set up the rules did I say she couldn't use a nicotine stick or nicotine gum?
Well, no.
Okay, then she won, fair and square. What's the big deal?
Well, technically she won, but everyone thinks you should have stuck to your guns and not paid her at all.
Oh, so I'm supposed to tell my daughter that she cheated even when she didn't, and then you guys want me to welch on the bet so her dad, she learns the lessons that her dad welches on bets too. That's the advice of your fans and followers?
People still think you caved either way.
Well, it is really important what other people think about the way I parent.
It is?
No, not even a little bit. Get the out of here.
Back in Los Angeles for the second game, the Braves showed their championship pedigree as they knocked out Don Drysdale and took a 5-2 lead into the ninth inning. And with the unflappable Lou Burdett on the mound, the game seemed over. But then, like an echo from the past, the old boys of summer roared to life. Snyder and Hodges delivered key hits, knocking Burdett out of the game, and Ferrillo tied it with a sacrifice fly.
Gil Hodges comes in with a tying run, and the Dodgers are anything but dead.
We just got some momentum at the end.
And then, with the score tied in the 12th, they reached back one more time.
The Cinderella team of the National League, for the first time in history, a seventh-place club has come back to win the pennant the following year.
We had no business beating them.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson. It's called for a strike up top. Looked like it missed. In fact, it did miss high. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 93 misses on the other side of the plate, about the same height. Called for a ball, 1-1. Philly now leads Kansas City 2-0, bottom of the fifth. The Royals are batting with the runner on second. The 1-1 pitch. Right there for a strike, 1-2. 1-2 to Olson. He walked his first time up. Irvin, at 50 pitches, he's really dropped that down. The pitch on the way, outside wide. The 2-2. Olson digs in the pitch. Swing, fouls it back. Do it again. Looks like the Royals have just cut the lead there in Kansas City. It's 2-1. Phillies definitely had the advantage on the starting pitcher tonight. It was Suarez versus Singer. Singer's been really weird. He's been up and down all year, but looks like he's pitching a pretty decent one tonight. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped over towards back to the mound. Irvin's got it. Scoops it, flips it. 1-3 on the putout. One away. One down. Travis d'Arnaud, the batter, struck out the first time. First pitch on the way, outside wide, it's 1-0. You expect some rust on the TDA retirement plan in a game for the first time since last Saturday night where he's hit by a pitch. The 1-0, chopped off the plate, 1-1. So I was a little surprised he was that high up in the lineup, but I understand that's where they normally put him. I thought they might have him a little lower, especially as hot as Ramon has been swinging the bat. The 1-1, swing, pops it back foul, 1-2. Ramon's on deck. Kelnick in the hole if they can get anybody going. Infield back into the left, the 1-2. Swatted back foul once again. .57 pitches. The 1-2. Just outside wide. Good take by d'Arnaud. Trying to get him to chase. The 2-2 from Irvin. Spins. Brings it. Swing. Chops it over to short. Digging for it is Abrams. High throw, but Chaparro stays with it. 6-3 on the putout. 2 down. It's always been the thing with Abrams. He's not a flat-out awful shortstop, but he's not one of your better gloves over there. So the question has always been, does he stay at short, or do they find somewhere else? They definitely want to keep his bat in the lineup. First pitch on the way to Laureano is up top for a high strike. It's 0-1. He was a part of the deal that brought Soto to San Diego. The 0-1 rifles it foul. 0-2. The guy that pitched last night was also a part of the deal. So an 0-2 count. Pitch inside. Kind of check swing fouled it. Up in his kitchen. I think Laureano was trying to stay out of the way with it. Instead, made contact. The 0-2. 95 outside wide. 1-2. The 1-2 from Irvin brings it. Swing, fouls it back. Looked like that might have been the cutter. Speaking of Klesko, he is in the house. I believe he was in the home run derby. That was the only guy that you would consider a power hitter in that home run derby. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Chase one up out of the zone. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Irvin once again cruising against the Braves. We've seen this before. We'll be back in a flash.
Do Irish people love being miserable all the time? Yeah, we do. It's good, clean fun. But yeah, I'll complain about your nephew who I never met and tell people what I think he should be doing with his life. I'll sit down on my chair over there for an hour and be absolutely outraged about the Germans, thinking they can steal drinking from the Irish. Positivity will only get you so far. I encourage you, sit down in front of the fire with a nice cup of tea and think about how your best friend doesn't deserve the car that he has because he does for nothing. It's good for you. We might be a bit cantankerous, but that's what allows us to go out and have a bit of crack in the evening.
As the 1959 World Series got set to open on the south side of Chicago, for the first time in 40 years, there was a feeling of joyful anticipation. When you're in the minor leagues for 8.5 years and you come in and get in the World Series your first year, I really didn't even realize how fantastic a thing it was, seeing the police escorting all the banners up and crowds, just the glamour of it all. The decade of the 50s had been a time of great stability on and off the field. The 60s would bring explosive change across the country, but baseball would continue to provide a welcome oasis of continuity. Just like the 50s, the role of the National League's premier team would fall to the Dodgers, who were only just beginning to win in Los Angeles. They would capture 3 pennants and 2 World Series in the 60s.
The Dodgers win 2-1 and sweep the series in 4 straight. All bedlam breaks loose on the field.
The Braves' run as a powerhouse was at an end. They would take many years to reclaim World Series glory. The team would move to Atlanta in 1966 and would not win a championship until 1995.
The team of the 90s has its World Championship.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Charlie Morton is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. C.J. Abrams the batter. I swear, it feels like this guy's been up to bat 5 times already. 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base. The 1-0. Slaps the curve there at the knees on the outer edge. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves trail 2-0. The pitch is outside wide. Changeup. Well off the plate. He's just not placing that changeup. That's the one that got hit out of the stadium. But when he's missing, he's either floating it over the plate or it's like a foot wide. The 2-1. Curveball right there, 2-2. His curveball's been pretty good tonight. The fastball hasn't been bad. But his changeup, you almost wonder if he needs to just pack that away for another day. The 2-2. Swing, lifts it into center field. That's down for a leadoff single for the Nationals. There's trouble brewing once again. Good piece of hitting by Abrams. We're here in the 5th inning, and they've already got 6 base hits. So you got to start thinking about maybe getting Grant Holmes up. First pitch, 93 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Especially the way this offense has been playing. It's been so sporadic at best. That's probably the nicest way you can put it. There's only here and there where they clump runs together. Most nights we're scraping out 2, 3. Lucky if we get 4. They flip it over to first to keep Abrams close by. He was nowhere near getting tagged. The 0-1. Swing. That ball's laced into left field. That's down for a base hit. They've got runners on the corners. Nobody out. We've seen this story before. Same situation we had in the first inning. We now have here in the 5th. Time is called on the field. Yepes, who's 0 for 2, steps up. He's the designated hitter tonight. Last night he was at first. He was the guy that got handcuffed by Abrams that led to the Braves' victory. First pitch on the way, swung on, fouled back. It's 0-1. If y'all missed that last night, the poor defense of C.J. Abrams reared its ugly head again, threw one in the dirt and just handcuffed the first baseman Yepes, and Money Mike was safe. The 0-1 swung on, banged on the ground over to Gio. He flips it over to first, and it's a 5-3 double play. Gio steps on the third base bag, then flips it over to Olsen to record the 2 outs. On the play, Wood moves up to second. Still with the runner in scoring position, but now 2 outs. Garcia comes to the plate. Garcia takes a swing and bangs it foul. It's 0-1. Garcia's 0 for 2, but he's batting .294 on the year, so you got to be careful here. 15 home runs, 63 RBI. The 0-1. Charlie comes set. Brings it right down the pipe. 0-2. J-Miss says multiple nationals have dreadlocks. Yeah, I noticed that. I was thinking during one of the breaks, if you just want to go as a Washington National for Halloween, all you got to do is find some dreadlock wig and you're good to go. It doesn't matter what jersey. The 0-2. Swing hit back up the middle. Good play by Arcia. He gets the ball behind second base, fires it over to Olsen, and it's a 6-3 putout to end the inning. Great defense once again by the Magic Kingdom. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 5th we go.
Hey, does anybody else feel angry as hell whenever somebody's in the kitchen at the same time as you? Or is it just me?
This is the absolute chaotic career of Doc Ellis. He once pitched a no-hitter under the influence of LSD. In 1971, he finished 4th in Cy Young voting after finishing with a 19-9 record and a 3.06 ERA. During a game in 1974, he attempted to hit every batter in the Reds lineup and would only make it through 4 of them before the manager pulled him from the game. That same year, he won 8 consecutive games in 9 out of 10, pitching 7 complete games in that 10-game stretch. He admitted that wearing curlers produced sweat on his hair that he used to throw a modified version of the spitball. During the 1975 season, he was asked to pitch out of the bullpen. He refused not once, not twice, but 3 times before they suspended him for 1 game. After joining the Yankees in 1976, he won Comeback Player of the Year, winning 17 games, which was good for 8th in the American League. While pitching for the Oakland A's, he was asked to keep charts. Instead, he set them on fire inside the clubhouse, which in turn set off the sprinklers. All in all, Doc Ellis had a pretty great career, hitting double digits in wins in 8 of his 12 seasons. Not only that, he finished with a very respectable 3.46 ERA. Although his career had its ups and downs, I think it's safe to say he had a pretty successful career and shouldn't be just remembered for 1 no-hit.
1967. It was a tumultuous year and a decade of change. In the grip of often unsettling social unrest, America would see outbreaks of violence and eruptions of youthful rebellion.
1967 was one of the most unique years in American history, with everything was going on, a civil rights movement, the hippie movement, free love, tremendous unhappiness at the Vietnam War.
But despite all the turmoil, there was still baseball to be played, and for the players, playing the game was as important as ever.
Go back to any of the wars, any of the economies. It's a place where people can go and simply relax and to forget all their troubles and just concentrate on an afternoon of entertainment.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jared Kelenic leads us off. The first pitch on the way is a P at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Kelenic hit a hard ball into right field, but it was right at Gallo. His first time up, the 0-1. Misses high. 1-1. Irvin at only 67 pitches. Righty-lefty matchup. Standing on deck is Urshela. Arcia in the hole. The 1-1 swung on and missed. 93 just blew it right by him. 1-2. One-two count. Kelnick uses his quick timeout, steps back in. The pitch. Caught looking, strike three. Good Lord, swing the bat. One away. He's not the only one, but I cannot count how many times he has done that in the last couple of months. 2 outs. I mean, maybe they need a motivational speaker to go in there and speak to him, because evidently Seitzer ain't getting it done. Philly just hit a 3-run home run. It's 5-1. They just chased Springer out of the game. First pitch on the way to Urshela is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pops it up. Can of corn. Who wants it? Coming over. You want it, you want it, you get it. Making the catch is Chaparro, the first baseman. 2 away. There for a second, him and Garcia were starting to converge on us. I was hoping there was going to be some confusion. He finally took charge of it. Orlando, 0 for 1 with the ground out in the second. First pitch on the way. Outside wide is 1-0. Tell you what, that was a bad luck for the Royals too, because right before that at bat, there was first and second in the Philly game is the 1-0, outside wide 2-0. It happened while we were at break. They hit a ground ball up towards the middle, and the second baseman was about to do a 4-6-3 is the 2-0, outside wide 3-0. And it hit the lip of the grass, and you don't see this often in Major League Baseball because usually it's manicured much better. It hit the lip of the front end of, or the back of the infield grass, I should say, and it ricocheted into right field. 3-0, right down the pipe, taken all the way, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Swing, that ball's lifted. High and deep down the left field line. Is it fair? Looks like it's going to smack the screen foul just before it gets. They're actually showing that replay again in Kansas City. It's just unbelievably bad luck for that ball to hit that lip and then bounce. I'm telling you, it bounced like 10 feet in the air over the second baseman. The 3-2. Swing, that ball's lifted high and deep. Will that stay fair? It will. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. A hanger, a banger into the night. His 13th home run of the year, 363 happy feet later. Your Atlanta Braves have cut it in half. It's 2-1. That was a hanging. I believe that was a slider. That thing hung in the air. Oh my God. He wanted that back as soon as he let go of it. First one to Harrison right there at the knees. 1. Maybe that'll wake the Braves up. A little 2-out rally here. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing. That ball's sliced towards left. Dying, but into the glove of Wood, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Cut it in half. It's 2-1 in Atlanta. We head to inning number 6.
You ever get somebody slide in your inbox and you think to yourself, I know I am not this damn ugly? Ain't no way.
Let me tell you about the perfect day. Perfect day is this. You wake up, you come to the beach, you get the chair, you drink the drinks, you read the books, you put on Jimmy Buffett radio, you get in the water, you come back to the chair, you drink the drinks, you read the books, you go up midday to have a turkey sandwich with Cheez-Its, you come back to the chair, you drink the drinks, you read the books, you spend the rest of the afternoon fantasizing about what seafood restaurant you're going to eat at that night. That is the perfect day.
I cut myself because I was shaving without water. And why was there no water? Because I had to move your chair, which guards the floor, which made me call for Joe, who found bad pipes, which called for Cecil, who ate the cat that killed the rat that lived in the house that
I either blow $800 in 3 days or stretch out $2 in 4 weeks. There ain't no in between.
1967. Baseball fans would have witnessed one of the most dramatic seasons in memory. But at the start, the game was in a serious state of flux. In the American League, the New York Yankees, who had won the first 5 pennants of the 1960s, had fallen on hard times and had finished in last place in '66. The Bronx Bombers were supplanted at the top of the league by the pitching-rich Baltimore Orioles. In their World Series matchup against the Dodgers, the Birds only gave up 2 runs in a stunning 4-game sweep.
And the Orioles are the new world champions.
But repeating in '67 was not going to be easy for the Orioles, as a group of hungry teams was vying for their crown. The Detroit Tigers were a club that people were starting to fear, while the Chicago White Sox were coming off 16 consecutive winning seasons without a title. But Baltimore's toughest competition was expected to come from Minnesota. The Twins had captured the '65 pennant and were looking forward to reclaiming their place at the top of
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Join the country club today. Welcome back. Charlie Morton goes back to work, now just trailing by 1. Ruiz will lead it off. He'll be followed by Tena and Chaparro. First pitch on the way from Charlie. Swung on and lifted high, but not very deep. Drifting over, making the catch is Michael the Hawk Harris. 1 away. Charlie, by the way, is at 89 pitches if you're keeping count. So definitely would be his last inning if he gets through this one. Looks like they're starting to stir in the Atlanta Braves bullpen. Jose Tena first pitch on the way too. Tena is a fastball on the outer edge, just kisses the black. It's on 1. Righty lefty, infield is back into the right. The 0-1 swung on, and that was going to get dribbled through the infield. He sliced it against the grain in between the 5-6 hole. It's 1 on, 1 out, base runner once again. He has had ducks all over the pond all night long. That was just a really well-placed hit by Tena. Honestly, it wasn't a bad pitch. He just did a great job of fisting it the other way. Tena, 106 miles an hour off the bat. Stands at first. He's now 2 for 3 on the night. Chaparro, who's 2 for 2, singled and then a ground rule double his last time up. Stands in. A little bit of an open stance from the right side. The pitch. Fastball misses high. It's 1-0. Looked like it might have hit the zone, but didn't get the call. The 1-0. Swing! Hammers it down the third base side, but foul towards the Washington dugout. Yepes, Garcia, and Gallo are the only ones who've not been on base. Ruiz doesn't have a hit, but he did get a walk. The 1-1. Down and away. Did he go around? They checked down the side. They said that he did. First base umpire, Ramon De Jesus, 1-2. He'll be behind home plate tomorrow. Buckle up for that because he normally is not good. Raylo on the mound tomorrow. 12:05 first pitch. The 1-2. Swing, chops it into the infield. Going to have to hustle. Arcia's got it. Fires it to first. Barely got him. By an eyelash. Orlando's cannon unleashed to away. And, of course, they've already used their challenge looking at the replay. I think he did get him. It was close, but it was by an eyelash. Not many people can make that throw on the planet. Looks like that's going to be it for Charlie. They're going to go get him out, and the bullpen doors open. When we come back, runner on second, 2 outs. Charlie was at 95 pitches. We'll be back in a flash.
Stop eating so much cheese. This is how much cheese you're allowed to eat, according to health insurance provider Bupa. So get your small matchbox out and measure it, you big whale. Does this look like a normal amount of cheese to eat? Wrong, you're gonna die. No health insurance for you. I'm just about to tuck into my normal amount of pasta. You're dead. You're only supposed to have 3 spoons. Hopefully you enjoy heaven, you fat. Next time I'm having a night of romance, I'm gonna tell her, it's not small. That's the recommended serving size. And if you're not satisfied with it, you may ring Bupa and check your facts. Now leave. I'm not in the mood anymore. And take this small box of matches with you for future reference.
Bob was the intimidator, not the intimidatee.
Gibson delivers.
You know, there are a lot of guys that want to win, okay, in life. They want to be winners. That wasn't the case with Gibson. Gibson despised losing. And when he went to the mound, you weren't going to beat him.
In each year that the Dodgers had won the pennant, Koufax had won the Cy Young Award and pitching's Triple Crown.
Sandy Koufax gets his second consecutive shutout of the Twins.
You're the best, Sandy. You're the greatest, baby.
Koufax's dominating performances had carried the Dodgers to glory, but Sandy had paid a heavy price for that success, as he often pitched through excruciating elbow pain. Finally, after the '66 World Series, he decided that he could no longer endure the agony. With Koufax abdicating his throne as the king of the hill, Bob Gibson of the St. Louis Cardinals was one of the pitchers most able to succeed Sandy. The intimidating right-hander was a dominating presence on the mound who beat teams with his arm and his attitude.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Oh, buddy, buckle up. Aaron Bummer comes on, first pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled away. It's on 1. Bummer versus Gallo, lefty-lefty. He's being brought on because, assuming he can get this out here, they've got a lot of left-handers in the lineup. You'd probably see him for a second inning. The 0-1. Inside, ball goes to the backstop, wild pitch, and the runner will move up 90 feet. Now just another wild pitch away from taking a 3-1 lead. That pitch was nowhere near. Travis was set up on the outside, and that pitch almost hit the batter in the left-hand batter's box. So 1-1 count. Swing. That ball is blasted high and deep, just going foul into the right field corner, 1-2. Charlie Morton battled tonight, but all in all, a solid outing. He had the one bad pitch that turned into a 2-run shot, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Aaron Bummer gets us out of the jam, just like we thought he would. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Atlanta trails 2-1.
Hello, I'm Charles Daniels. For years, we've been taking you to villages like this and showing you the heartbreak of families whose only mistake was being born poor. They need your help. And for only
$2.99
a month, you can provide
the Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
Ask for more. Sorry? Ask for more money. Why are you starting so low?
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
As you can see, these villagers are desperate for your help, so don't hesitate. Dial the number and send over
$2.99
a month. That's all we need.
Start higher. I know, right?
$2.99
A month may not sound like a lot, but it can mean so much to
Braves Country Radio.
It's not even a round number. I'm just saying, why not start at
$2.99
a month? That's all these people need to survive. And they'd be so lucky and appreciative to get it. So for the price of a cup of coffee,
You talk about all they need to send is the bare minimum to keep us alive.
How you gonna save our lives with only 39 cents? Because I'm trying to do the math in my head, but I just can't see it.
$2.99.
this is plenty.
He keeps saying,
$2.99.
why you keep saying,
For the price of a cup of coffee.
why it can't be the price of an Arizona iced tea?
Because it's not the price of an Arizona, it's got to be coffee.
It don't though.
Plus, coffee is way more expensive than
$2.99.
You know, for a starving village, you people have a lot of energy.
Hey, how much was that coffee?
It doesn't matter.
I bet you don't even know what country you in.
I do know what country I'm in.
What country you at? What country you at?
Braves Country Radio.
Hey, if you want to see this cheap ass white man again, you better send us
$2.99.
cash right now. Don't hesitate.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Whit Merrifield is up and in for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Braves trail 2-1. The 0-1. Swinging, that ball's hit into right field. That's going to get through for a base hit. And let's get the offense started here in a great way. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Whit Merrifield, the ice cream man, delivered once again. 1 on, nobody out, in the heart of the Atlanta Braves order coming into play. Charlie asked about it's our turn back time tonight, so we're going to go ahead and do it now. Squeeze this in as we go along. So it's actually looking to the future, but it will be something that they will be turning back time to for years to come Monday. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna, swung on. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Up against the wall. Merrifield is going to go first to third, and Ozuna got greedy. Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He'll be gunned down at second, trying to stretch it into a double. One away, but Merrifield is now 90 feet away with the tying run. Good hustle by Ozuna, but they never should have sent him. That ball came off the wall really quickly. Great throw by Gallo, by the way. He had to have that online. So 1 down. So this is a pretty interesting one. The Red Sox manager has announced that on Monday in a makeup game, in fact, they're going to make a pitching change to bring the left-hander in to face Matt Olson. So we'll stay here with you because this one takes a while to explain. Braves lead it or trail 2-1. There's a runner at third, 1 out, and they're heading to the bullpen. So with that being said, in case anyone dips in here and just wonders what's going on, we'll go ahead and put that on the screen. But on Monday, something that's never happened in Major League Baseball is going to happen. Now, try to stay with me. It's pretty weird. Red Sox manager Alex Cora has announced that on Monday, Danny Jansen, who is now a catcher for the Red Sox, used to play for the Blue Jays until a trade this season, will substitute for the catcher Reese McGuire, who is not on the current roster, for the resumption of the game on June 26th between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Now, why is that a big deal? That means that he will not only become the first player to play for both teams, because he was in that game on June 26th. He will become the first player to play for both teams in the same game in Major League Baseball history because of the strange circumstances where they're separated by 2 months after a trade. Not only that, he will now be the catcher behind the plate while the at-bat that he was at during, he was standing at the plate on June 26th when the game was called because of weather. He will now be catching essentially against himself. When you go back and look at the record books years later, you're going to see Jansen substituted for whoever Toronto puts in, and Jansen's catching that inning. So it'll be a first in Major League Baseball. Jake Irvin is out of the game. I hope that was a good explanation, but it will be a turn back time. It's more of like Back to the Future, but We saw it today, and I was like, man, that thing takes so long. It's got to be a turn back time. First pitch on the way to Olsen is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. It's technically a turn back time because you're turning back time to June 26th of 2024. It's just ironic that it's actually going to be 2 months to the day. It'll be August 26th that's supposed to happen. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. The left-hander, Garcia, in the game. Braves trail by 1. Tying run at third. Just got to get a fly ball, a ground, anything to tie this game up. The 0-2. Swing, lifts it high and deep. Going back on the track. Will it stay? It goes off the wall, bounces over the right fielder's head. Matt Olson will stop at second, and your Atlanta Braves have tied it up. It just missed pay dirt. It hit the very top of the brick wall underneath the chop house. A looping hammer shot that he just missed from going yard. Good piece of hitting by Olsen. You knew you were tying it because that was definitely going to score Merrifield. It almost got out. It's a good piece of hitting by Olsen. Good hit by Merrifield and great base running to manufacture that run. First pitch on the way to Darno is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves have tied it 2-2. Bottom of the 6th. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1-1 count. Robert Garcia brings it. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Garcia, 28-year-old, out of Manteca, California, was drafted by the Royals back in 2017. 15th round out of UC Davis. The 1-2. Swing, hits it up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. Here comes the Ice House. Rolling around third. He's going to score in your Atlanta Braves. They're taking a 3-2 lead. The TD8 retirement plan comes through in the clutch. A worm burner. The Braves taking a 1-run lead here in the 6th. Good hard hit ball, worm burner up the middle between the 4-6 hole. No one really had a chance to get to that one. So Irvin, who's pacing in the dugout now because he's no longer on for the win. He's also not going to get the loss. Garcia's on the hook for the loss now. First pitch on the way to Laureano is down and away, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1, lefty-righty. Brings it. Swing, chops it up the middle. This is going to be a 6. Now he fumbles the ball. C.J. Abrams' glove comes up stone once again. Holds skillet hands. Man, it's got to be maddening to be a Nationals fan because you know the talent's there offensively. You know, honestly, now his bat's a little better, but it's kind of like watching Vaughn Grissom trying to play short. You know he's just a fish out of water that they're trying to squeeze over there. But he's an incredible bat. Jorge Soler is coming in. And it looks like, they're going to make a pitching change. Wow. Washington's having a flashback. They think it's 5 years ago when they were relevant. He's pitching this. Martinez is pitching this or managing this like it is the 7th game of the World Series. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
For about 70 cents, you can buy a can of soda, regular or diet. For about 70 cents, you can also buy a cup of coffee. For about 70 cents, you can buy a pack of gum, plain or sugarless. For
10 cents a day.
you can buy a
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
I was on Happy Days for 10 years. I committed hubris. I thought not that I was great, but that it was such a big show and it was so international. It was everywhere. That I was going to go from mountaintop to mountaintop. I was going to beat the system.
Yep.
I looked down and there were grass stains on the knees of my jeans. It was very difficult to get hired as an actor. And I had no plan B. I had no idea how or what to do next.
Was the show being so syndicated everywhere on all the time, was that a reminder?
No, they did a good job of reminding me all on their own.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves are taking a 1-run lead in Kansas City. Philly leads the Royals 5-1, but there is hope. The Royals have a rally going in the bottom of the 7th. We'll keep an eye on that. They have second, third, and nobody out. Man, the wind is really whipping in Kansas City. Tanner Rainey is going to come on with a 5.40 ERA, 38 innings this year, and a .250 batting average against. Jorge Soler coming on to pinch hit. He's coming in for Kid Kelnick. The first pitch up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Soler on the bench tonight as they're easing back from the hamstring strain. The 0-1 brings it. Whoa, high. 94 misses. So a 1-1 count. That ball almost went to the backstop. Good defensive play by Ruiz to keep that from being a lot worse than it could have been. The 1-1 from Rainey. First and second, one out. Pitch, swing, pops it up. High in the sky, foul territory, giving in. They're about to run into each other. They dropped the ball. The two of them were about to smoke into each other. Tena and Ruiz were about to collide. And Ruiz saw his third baseman, Tena, coming in. I mean, he was flying in like a bat out of hell. So he dove out of the way at the last second because Tena did not respond to Ruiz calling him off. So they're trying not to kill each other. When he went down, Tena looked down and the ball hit the ground. Wow. We were gifted that. That should have been an out. We'll see if Soler can do anything with it. It won't be an error because it was foul territory, but keep that on your mind. The 1-2, swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. You can't assume an out when foul territory. Kansas City has brought it to a 5-2 game in the bottom of the 7th as we keep an eye on that one. If this lead holds in Atlanta and Kansas City could come back, we'd be within 4 games of Philly. The 1-2, down and away. Did he go around? He held up 2-2. Came close. First base umpire DeJesus said no dice. So a 2-2 count. One swing could really blow this open. The pitch. Swing. Pops it back foul. That should bend back out of play. Behind home plate it does. We'll do it again. Standing on deck. For your Atlanta Braves is the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chased it. Strike 3. 2 down. That'll bring Gio Urshela to the plate. Urshela is 0 for 2. He's had some pretty good at-bats since he's come over here for Atlanta. First pitch on the way to Gio is swatted back foul. It's 0-1. I would think that Soler will not come back in for defense. I would think that he's going to sit on the pine and they'll have Duvall go the rest of the way. The 0-1. Up top misses 1-1. 1-1 count. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Brings it. Misses high. 2-1. The 2-1. Pitch on the way. Swing hits hard on the ground down the third base side. It's going to take a really good play. He is safe. 5-3 was the throw, but the third baseman, Tanya, was on his knee in foul territory. Still made a hell of a throw. That was close. Once again, they do not have a challenge because they wasted it early in the game on an obvious out call. First pitch on the way to Arcia. The swing and a miss strike with the bases loaded. 2 outs. The 0-1, kicks and fires, swing and a miss, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Rainey comes set, brings it. Way outside, wide, 1-2. Braves lead it 3-2, 2 outs. The 1-2. In the dirt, ball gets away. Will it be enough? I think it would have been. Man, oh man, alive. If Darno runs, both the catcher and the pitcher chase the ball. They would have been in no man's land, but it's kind of hard for Travis d'Arnaud to anticipate that. If he runs down the line, he's going to be safe. Because inexplicably, both the catcher and the pitcher ran towards the ball. One of them's got to cover the plate. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Braves lead it 3-2. Think if anybody else is standing there, meaning not, someone with a little more speed, they probably give it a go. Darno, Olsen, Ozuna, those guys are kind of out of the mix, but you would have had a Merrifield or something standing there, they're probably going. The 2-2, down below the knees, ball 3-2. So we've got a full count, ducks all over the pond, and the Atlanta Braves. Runners will be going. Garcia stands out for a second. Just his gloves. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The runners will be on the move. The game right now is at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Rainey brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that one well out of the zone. That would have been an RBI for sure. Arcia got caught fishing. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves take a 1-run lead after scoring 2 here in the 6th.
Stop putting mirrors right beside the shower so I can see myself cleaning my own arse. If you like doing that, there's something wrong with you. I don't even understand how it's helpful. It's not like a better view is particularly useful in the shower. If you're having to carry out a visual inspection to see whether you're clean or not, you're not clean. I don't need to be confronted with the cold, hard reality of my body when I'm just trying to relax and clean myself. The shower is a time of peace. You do a bit of singing, you do a bit of thinking. Now, if I go to a hotel, I have to look at a big, fat, hairy man having a shower. I've got a good use for AI, actually. Mirrors should detect if I'm naked and censor me. I should get one of them messages like you get on Instagram. This is graphic content. Are you sure you're ready to view it?
Cardinal outfielder Lou Brock shared Gibson's passion for winning.
Baseball was a war against your opposition. The Cardinals' tradition, the Cardinal pride had a lot to do with that.
The slender, speedy Brock had become one of the most disruptive players in all of baseball.
You imagine yourself as a pitcher even 2 or 3 days before you came into St. Louis. The guy you had to think about was Brock. You know, not only was this guy a great base stealer, he was a 300 hitter. He was really the ignition for that baseball team.
Brock had joined the Cardinals in 1964 and teamed with Gibson to help lead St. Louis to a World Series victory. But by '66, the Cards were struggling as they slipped to 6th place and were dead last in the league in runs scored.
We didn't have big hitters in the middle of our lineup.
In order to change that, they gambled by trading as a Yankee. Roger Maris had outdueled Mickey Mantle to break Babe Ruth's fabled single-season home run record.
He was always dealing with the image of Mickey Mantle as the player who could do no wrong.
Maris is a ball player's ball player. He's great with his teammates. He's great in the clubhouse. He just fit into our little family perfectly.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-2. Good to see you, Mark. I don't know if you were in witness protection or something. I don't know what happened to you. Dylan Lee will come on. You know, he's come up and warmed up a few times this past few weeks. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. First pitch on the way. 82 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. What we have seen of Dylan Lee of late, he's been pretty good. Lee stands in with a 1.84 ERA nowadays. Not too shabby, the 0-1. Up top misses 1-1. The 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing. That ball's lifted into left field. Drifting over. Making the catch is the newly brought in man, Adam Duvall. He came in for Soler as we expected. After Soler pinch hit for Jared Kelenic. C.J. Abrams will be the batter. Lefty-lefty matchup, 2 for 3 on the night. Got to be careful here. He can tie it up in a hurry. The first pitch, 82 up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Give you an idea of what Dylan Lee's been up to. His last 7 outings is the 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. He's got a .93 ERA and a .93 whip. Just giving up 1 run in those 9 2/3 innings. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. On top of that, his last 15 games, this is the more impressive. 15 games, his ERA is sitting at 1.06, ERA at 1.00 through 17 innings. Just 2 earned runs. The 1-2, swung on, lifted into right field, drifting back, making the easy catch is Laureano, 2 down. So a 2-1 count. Someone just asked Willis if he's a Mets fan. Bet the blood was rolling out of his ear. James Wood stands in. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Youngster, lefty-lefty matchup, 92. Looks like it smacked the edge, didn't get the call. It's 0-1. Phillies now 8-2 over Kansas City. Man, that pitching is falling apart for the Royals tonight. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. Standing on deck is Yepes. Be interesting to see how they would do the game tonight, how they would finish it out using Iglesias like they have done this week. The 2-0 lifted high into center field, drifting back, making the catch is Money Mike, and that'll end the inning. We'll get up and stretch. We need to get some runs so we can have Luke Williams pitch the 8th and 9th. How about that? We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the sky. Find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back over through.
Some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 3-2. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Got to get some insurance runs. First pitch on the way is a P at the knees for a strike. To Michael Harris II. It's 0-1. Jose Ferreira is on, 6.17 ERA. The 0-1 drifts right about, man, that was right in his wheelhouse. Took it all the way, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The left-hander brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So he had 2 that were over the plate. He shoved him down his throat, and then the third one, he went diving out over the edge. What a way. Thinking he didn't have much of a game plan going up there. Typically, when you face a guy you may not have seen or may not have seen a lot, you're looking him up. I'm thinking Harris didn't do much homework. First pitch on the way, down and into Merrifield. That almost got him. Did it get him? Must have just missed him. It's 1-0. Merrifield had to bend backwards, and the momentum took him back over the plate as you see him crossing back in front of your screen. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Pitcher comes set. Brings it. Swing. Grounds it over towards short. That's going to get through the hole. And your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring Marcelo Zuna to the plate. First pitch to the Big Zoo. 99 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. He's got to face 3 hitters, and he'll stay in to face the left-hander Olsen. After that, they may go get someone else the way he's been managing it. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Mets lead the Padres 1-0 they're heading to the 4th. Ozuna takes a quick timeout, steps back in. Flips it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. Merrifield, if you give him a chance, he will go. So an 0-2 count. Lefty-righty brings it. Did he go around? They're going to check down the line. He did not. We'll take it 1-2. So 1-2. Welcome in, Iron Lung. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing. Chops it foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. That went into the dugout. And on the play, Merrifield was on the go. Probably expecting a bender and a chance to. You got to look at it from Merrifield. He's thinking, well, even if Ozuna strikes out on an off-speed pitch, there's a good chance Merrifield could steal the base and be in scoring position for Olsen. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. Braves 3, Washington 2. The pitch on the way. Inside, caught looking. Strike 3. Ozuna's got a wry look on his smile, kind of like, yeah, you got me. You won't get me again, but you got me that time. So 2 down, and Matt Olson, the batter, lefty, first pitch on the way. Merrifield took off, man. He had that thing stolen by a mile, but it's fouled off into the seats. It's 0-1. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Atlanta. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Washington. Washington, if you're just joining us, took the early lead 2-0 with the 2-run home run, a hanging change that went into the seats. Atlanta has chipped away 1 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th, and that's where we stand. They'll flip it over to first, keep Merrifield close by. He's taken off a couple of times, so they're well aware of him now. The 0-1 to Olsen. Out, down and away. 1-1. Matt Olson 1 for 2 on the night. The 1-1. Swing. Pops it up. High in the sky. Can of corn. It's been an adventure tonight, but this time Abrams will make the catch. And that'll end the inning. Braves threaten but can't get it across. We'll be back in a flash. Atlanta Braves 3, Washington 2.
I'm going to let you guys do what you guys got to do. Don't worry about me. I'm just going to go home, make a little macaroni and cheese, seal the window, and turn on the gas.
Bro, Blake, play for the love of the game, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Money should not be a thing. Yeah, man, I gotta get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine.
Armchair.
Yeah, my mama got into it last night. But anyway, so she said, go stay with your auntie then since you like her so much. So anyway, but that's another story. I tell you about
it. How old is your mama?
46.
How old are you?
31. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, shawty. Right. My auntie, what? And my grandma 56. Look, shawty.
How old your great-grandmama?
62. Look, shawty, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Your great-great-grandma still living?
Yeah, she's 79. Look, shawty, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Look, we don't know what the world is going to be like in 50 years. We could all have been wiped out from disease or the flu.
So, what's your suggestion?
I don't know. I'm just scared.
We were playing ball between the lines near Alexandria, Texas, when suddenly there came a scattering fire of which the 3 outfielders caught the brunt. The center field was hit and was captured. The left and right field managed to get back into our lines. The rebel attack was repelled without serious difficulty, but we had lost not only our center field, but the only baseball in Alexandria, Texas.
Pull up a chair. Your home. Braves Country Radio. The classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead at 3-2. We head to the top of the 8th. Grant Holmes comes on. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Swing. Fouls it back 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves 3, Washington 2. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it away. Grant Holmes comes set. Brings it. Swing, lifts high into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and it's a leadoff single for the Nationals. Not a hard hit ball, just kind of on the end of the bat. Laureano gets the ball to get back into the infield. Yepes just kind of stayed back on the pitch. Hit him where they ain't off the end of the bat. They're going to pinch run for Yepes. He'll go grab a seat representing the tying run. So they make that quick. It'll be Millis. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside wide, 94 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Luis Garcia. The 1-0 righty-lefty matchup brings it. 93 inside. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves 3, Nationals 2, nobody out, runner on first. The pitch, right there on the outer edge, 2-1. In a perfect world, they may ask Grant Holmes to go 2 innings. Of course, he's got to get through this one, but I think they would love to save the back end of their bullpen for another day. The 2-1 way outside wide, ball 3, 3-1. And the problem is certain guys are built to be in the back end of the game. Certain guys aren't. If you're not used to it, the pressure can get to you. Grant Holmes has been really good this year, but he's never been asked to pitch in a tight game this late. The 3-1. Swing, pops it back foul into the stands. Full count. So a full count Braves clinging to a 1-run lead. The payoff pitch. Swing, lifted high, into right field, drifting in. Making the catch is Laureano. One away. Just got underneath that pitch. Now a double play can get you out of it. Remember, Iglesias has pitched quite a bit the last week, as has Jimenez. I think in a perfect world, they might use one of them, but they're trying to not use both of them. If we could get him some run support in the bottom of the 8th, you could just have Holmes go back out there and shove one more inning. First one on the edge to the left-handed bat of Ruiz. The hind catcher misses outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0, righty-lefty. Brings it in the dirt. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Mets are all over San Diego. It's 5-0 in the 4th. The 2-0. Kicks and fires. Swings, slaps it foul down the third base side. Slaps up against the tarps just past the Washington Nationals dugout. The Braves need to hold here to keep their lead where it's at. We're up 2.5 games on the Mets. And unless San Diego's offense can wake up, they're in big trouble out there. They've split the first 2 games of that 4-game series. The 2-1. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky into left field. Coming in, making the catch is Adam Duvall. 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Tania to the plate. Remember, he's the one that hit the home run. First pitch on the way. 95 paints the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sorry to hear that, Mark. I just saw your comment from earlier. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, grounded through the hole, and that's going to be a base hit. The runner's going to have to slam on the brakes at second. Good job by Laureano to get it back into the infield. But they've got runners on first and second. There are 2 out, but now the tying run is at second, and the go-ahead run is at first. This kid, Tania, he's got a pretty good bat. Pretty bright future for the Nationals. That should bring Chaparro to the plate unless they pinch hit for him. He's the one that had that double down the right field line earlier that Laureano couldn't get to, and it bounced into the seats. Abreu's coming out there to talk to Holmes. The 3 of them, Abreu, d'Arnaud, and Holmes, going over how they want to pitch Chaparro. Joey Gallo, the left-handed slugger, stands on deck. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-1. The application is doing some weird things. If you just saw the screen blink there for a second, we're trying to just wait it out without having to restart it. The 0-1 brings it outside. Do you go right? He did 0-2. Wasn't sure if Chaparro held up on that one. Looking at the side view now, maybe. So an 0-2 count. Grant Holmes flips it up there into the dirt. Good block by Darnode, 1-2. The 1-2. Pitch swung on, lifted high and deep into center field. Drifting back long before the warning track. Michael the Hawk Harris will camp underneath it, and that'll end the inning. Whew, that was a close one. Braves clinging to a 1-run lead. Let's get some insurance, Braves country.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Hey, Braves country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Darryl Strawberry has gone out to get some sunglasses, so the sun has poked through the clouds here at Wrigley, much to the delight of the fans.
There's a lot of daughters here, too.
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn, covered with 2 layers of cowhide, and stitched by hand precisely 216 times. It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away. The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter. The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Joe LaSorsa, the left-hander, is coming on. He's only appeared in 2 games, spotless ERA. First pitch on the way from the left-hander is 87 out wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Darnode dribbles it over to first. Off the end of the bat, that's going to be an easy G3 in your scorecard, 1 down. Kind of jammed him. One away. Ramon Laureano steps up. First pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there for a strike, 1-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Laureano 1 for 3. The 1-1. Chop foul towards the first base dugout of your Atlanta Braves. LaSorsa, 26 years old. The 1-2. Swing. Chops it foul off the plate. Stay alive. We'll do it again. He came over to Washington last year. We saw him quite a few times. If he looks familiar, sounds familiar. The 1-2. Way outside wide, 2-2. Was battling some control issues, and they got it together down there on the farm, and that's why he's up now. The 2-2 misses high, 3-2. So a full count LaSorsa, 26-year-old, drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays in 2019 out of St. John's. The payoff pitch, swing, fouls it back. It's funny, he does not throw very hard. He's in like the high 80s, but he just jams you with his weird delivery. The payoff pitch, swing, blasted high and deep, going back on the track. Ding dong, that pitch is dead. 4-2 your score. And your Atlanta Braves have doubled the lead. He got way too much of the plate. Ramon Laureano got all of that one. His 8th home run of the year. Braves go pay dirt. Here in the 8th. First pitch on the way. It's swung on it. Slice foul out of play. Adam Duvall. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty righty. Brings it. Swung on. Pops it up. High in the sky. Camping underneath it. The third baseman, Tanya, 2 down. The 2 down. Warming up in the pen is Pierce Johnson. Well, that's interesting. I thought they might let Holmes go. Now, I know Pierce Johnson has been a closer in the past. He was doing it quite often for the Rockies when we made the trade. First one to Urshela is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Inside. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Swung on. That ball is lifted into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Seeing eye single just over the head. Abrams, your Atlanta Braves, got something cooking once again. 4-2 your score. You'd love to get another one or two more extra runs. Mark says the roids are back. I'm sure you're talking about Laureano. Yes, sir. First pitch on the way. It's right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. I'm here for it too, Mark. Juice that bastard up, man. We need some offense. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing. Rifles it down the left field line. So an 0-2 count. Lefty, righty. Brings it. 92 up top. LaSorsa about to throw his 19th pitch of the inning. The pitch on the way. Swung on. Pops it up. High in the sky. Can of corn. Into right center field. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put a 1 on the board. It's a 2-run game here in Atlanta.
Max, a woman in my section wants to know if we do anything gluten-free. What do I tell her? Tell her she's not allergic to gluten. She's just masking an eating disorder.
1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count to Pete Rose. We've just started a wet day in Baltimore. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Tough chance. It's in for a base hit. Rose is coming for 2. It gets away from Robinson. Rose hit the dirt. And had he rounded the bag, he might have gone for 3. He thought it would be a play on him at second.
Cincinnati's Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, and this is the way Rose plays the game. Just 150% each and every time, whether the ball is there or not.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time.
Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew.
You're gonna agitate the bees. Well, I'm fine with the bees. It's the honey I don't want to agitate. Is that your end game here, honey? Yeah, I figure we keep the hive in the basement, we'll always have honey. We'll always have bees, is what we'll always have. Wow! What? I think I just saw a wasp.
I think that was a wasp.
Did you see that? It looked like a wasp, right?
Is this a wasp nest?
This is a wasp nest.
I'm out!
All right.
I'm out! Yeah. I don't want to tangle with a bunch of wasps.
Hey! Do wasps make honey?
No, wasps do not make honey.
All right, well, I'm gonna check it out anyway. There could be something delicious in here that wasps do make, and I want that.
Walt Whitman. Brooklyn Eagle, 1846. In our sundown perambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Pierce Johnson will be the pitcher as we start here in the 9th inning. Time is called real quick by home plate umpire John Bacon. Gallo will lead us off. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch on the way from PJ. Kicks and fires. It's a grounder. Back to the mound. A 1-pitch out. 1-3 in your scorecard. 1 down. We'll take that all day long. I don't know if y'all saw it tonight. Sunday night on MLB Network, they're going to do a special on Greg Maddux. If you miss it, don't worry. We'll probably chop the hell out of it and use it for our commercial breaks over the next few months. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. Jacob Young, it's 1-0. No, they called it a strike. Okay. That was a generous strike. We'll take it. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops that one back towards the mound. This one's going to be hard to make, but Merrifield's there. He flips it over to Olsen. Had to charge in. 4-3 put out, 2 down. The ice cream man, that ball hit the lip of the grass there and deadened out. That was a pretty good reaction by Merrifield. Sometimes when that happens, the ball will scoot under your glove. Young can fly. He almost beat that out. I think Merrifield had to try to sit there and think as he was getting the ball, did you scoop it and flip it and risk the chance of that ball ballooning, or do you grab it and throw it? First pitch on the way, swung on, lifted high, into left field. Making the catch is Adam Duvall, and a 5-pitch save for Mr. Pierce Johnson. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Your Atlanta Braves win a tough one, 4-2. It seems like nowadays none of these games come easy. But we take the first 2 games of the series and get set for game number 3. That'll be on the chat channel, Cover Country, tomorrow. We'll be back at it Monday night, as we always are, Monday through Saturday here. Pitch by pitch, play by play. Your Atlanta Braves next week. There is no off day. We've got a 3-game trip in Minnesota and then a 4-game series in Philadelphia. Just a reminder, with it being Labor Day weekend and the Braves playing on that Sunday night, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you the Sunday night Labor Day game against the Phillies. We're going to put the chat up on Saturday night with all the college football that's going to kick off. Just figured it works out better for everybody. Well, it's time to give away the game ball. And a number of guys, look, this once again was a great team effort, no doubt. I mean, you had so many different guys up there that really came through. And I think, oh, what the hell, let's give it to You know what? Let's give it to the guy who played some pretty good defense. He didn't get an RBI, but he did score a run. He went 2 for 2. We'll give it to Whit Merrifield. You could almost give it to Laureano. He went 2 for 2 with the home run. But Merrifield set us up with the game go-ahead, the winning run, and played some really great defense. But I could be talked into Laureano as well. Braves win it 4-2. 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Nationals, though they had a couple of runs. Braves, 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And we'll head in tomorrow, 12:05 on Cover Country. Find it on YouTube. That's where the chat will be. And it'll be Raylo Day, Ronaldo Lopez taking on DJ Hertz. Probably another low-scoring affair. Have a great night, Braves country. Braves win it 4-2.